Hello, I am PieGonti, and thank you for submitting this game because it was very, very interesting. So let's just deep dive into game one. I will try to sit a bit faster than normal and try to pause when I had a different opinion on the game. I think I watched this game a couple of times already, and I think I have a ton of points where I would have played differently. So let's just try to do a recap. So about the hand, I can agree with your mulligan decisions. You had, of course, two non-landers, and the 5 card hand was with an island, so I don't really like to keep that. I think this hand is fine. You're against a Giganta deck, so it might be whatever. I think on the play I would have kept like a Ragavan, but since we have no Ragavan, I like to keep like Bolt, 2 lands, and Iteration. As you did, so yeah. About this play, I'm not even sure I want to play this fetch because it's likely that Giganta might mean a creature, so I would like to like fetch shock and pass, and I can save the fluid strength for an island. Remember that you like fetching an island might be smart if you're willing to cast a fast iteration. So I would have played probably Steam Bands and deciding to play tap or on tap to lose the least amount of damage. Also, remember that, as you already know, if you draw a bubble off the top, you might want to save the fetch. So playing this fetch means like if they play turn 1 Ragavan or turn 1 non-creature, you have to fetch Shock and Bolt in case you draw counterspell. So it's probably likely to. It's just better to take 2 damage and don't take 3 here. Okay, we already know this is Zoo because Giganta plus Ragavan is probably treble Zoo. And this is the play that plays out as I did. So you take 2 more damage. If you play Spell Snare main deck, it was probably right to consider response to this. So you put the island in the graveyard, okay? I can accept. Here I would probably play the a 5/5 Morktide to try to race. Just because, like, even if they try to binding you, it's fine, and you just have 2 types, so it's not really a waste. Next turn you can like iteration and um, like grab a counter spell. But not playing this Morktide means like I like to just to slam it because they play Leyline Binding. So the more the game goes on, the more it's likely that this Morktide is useless. And if they want to use, they still don't have full domain, so they still need something. But even if they want to use Tribal Flames on this, I think it's fine. I take the risk and I try to be rewarded. Playing this iteration means you're not so satisfied with basically anything that comes out of this, unless you find like a bubble plus an holy hit, and you're playing from behind. And on the plus side, you draw another Morktide. So it was, I think it the plan for me was just slam the Morktide and pass. Remember that if you can, you try to delay the iteration as long as it's possible, so you have more information on what you need, and it's likely that you have more options. Sure. So here you played the 6/6 Morktide. I think you, yeah, it's fine. Maybe you could have like cracked the eyelet before, just because if there is an only hit on top, since now you have the Delirium with the bubble, you probably want to play another. You want to do another thing. Just because this 6/6 Morktide means this one is uncastable, so would have played differently maybe to try to double morted in one turn if you draw like hit plus fetch. So here my block would be I block the Scion, because if they have something and that anyway, if they have Tribal Flames, so I'd like to take the block that's more likely for me to stick. If they don't have the line binding, otherwise I would have played in the first main phase, I think. So blocking the Scion means if they have exactly Lightning Bolt, they don't 1-for-1 me. And yeah, I think it's free value. You block this one and you get the bolt, so it's fine. Of course you move to 4, so you're playing a difficult game. And here is the point of the game where you scoop. Okay, game 2 we start. So you kept this hand. I'm not even sure I like this hand this much, because you're probably likely to let on islet just because you want to fetch the island for the Blood Moon. But those two more tide means and is already a move to 4. Sorry, a move to 5. And if you don't draw land, like this basically a move to 4. So I would have considered this. I think I would have shipped this hand. I like to keep hands with a game plan, and this hand is I don't know, sketchy, I think. But okay, you kept, so let's move on. Also, like leading on the islet means two things. First is you have Blood Moon. It's an easy tell because it means that you probably have other fetch land that you want to save, or islands. And second, it is you probably are mana screwed. So let's see how your opponent plays. And here I don't really get why you fetch this one. I would have grabbed an island just because if you draw another fetch, you just slam this Blood Moon. And like, even if they play around it, it's fine. You know, you did 1-for-1. You still have those Murktide coming. I think the Blood Moon in this hand is not a way to win the game, but rather a way to maybe win the game or maybe pressure them to find an answer. So island here, and of course, like you play island, you play Blood Moon. If they have stubborn denial, spell pierce, whatever, it's fine. Otherwise, you are very ahead at this point. And here again, I don't get why you crack the islet. I know that like cracking this islet means I had right in the end evaluation process because you found no cantrip and you got stuck with your cards. But still, I think I would have tried to achieve my game plan of slamming Blood Moon if you draw fetch, or just operate with more mana. Like you are not pressured anyway, so if they got stuck with like 6 removals in hand, it's fine. Remember that when your opponent try to fetch basics, they are giving away speed, so you know it's fine for me. Here I think nah, okay, you still don't have delirium, so probably correct to pass, just in case they deploy it to drop. About the Shredder play, I don't think I like it. I would have probably played that differently. Maybe like keeping Shredder in hand one more turn, just in case you draw land, so you can like play Shredder plus Morted and ditch a Blood Moon. It's sketchy because when they are not doing anything, it's probably likely that they have a ton of removal in hand. So this Shredder for me is a way to loot away the clunky cards. So I don't know. Here I think I would have ditched the Blood Moon because you get Delirium discarding the Blood Moon, so you have instant creature, land and enchantment rather than Murktide. I know triple Murktide is not likely to come up, but I'm not even sure those Blood Moons are even relevant now, like the second copy at least. Here, like since they are open of blue mana, I would have probably tried to slam maybe double Murktide because then they need double LM binding, and you have 1, 2, 3, so would have been 2, 6, 6. You had exactly 10 cards in the graveyard to play double 6, 6. So I think that would have been my play. But also this Blood Moon is fine, you know. Not that it's a bad plan. So if this Blood Moon sticks means they probably don't have a Leyline binding. And making this 7/7 I don't really get it, just because if they don't have a Leyline binding, it's likely that they don't have a way to destroy the Blood Moon. So I would have probably made this one 5/5 or 6/6. So you have a following up Murktide if this one dies with Chain to the Rocks or something else, like double removal. And one coming up is still able to block the Scion. This way you put yourself in a situation where you can't deploy a good Murktide. So would have think a bit much about the exile. Also, not playing the fetch land is okay. I think it's fine to play the fetch, just in case again they play something to destroy your Blood Moon, so you have more mana and you're in a better spot. I like this attack. I'm not sure, like, so you go to 1 with this Tribal Flame, nah, it's probably correct. And now you just play the Little Murktide and win. Okay, let's move to game 3. it was even more interesting. So you kept this hand. Let's analyze it. So you have these explosives that requires at least 2 mana, 2+2. You have a bolt that is a fire removal, but not for most of their threats. You have consider and channeler, but just one land, and you have this Murktide. Again, I think this hand is a mulligan in this matchup. I would rather keep something with the dress down, a way to build an holy hit, or a way to build a card advantage. Because this hand is easy to tear apart, especially on the draw where like you can play fetch pass, consider and step, and they play like a Sign of Draco, and you die to that, I think. So yeah, I don't think I would have played Channeler. I think considering and step would have been a better play, just because you're missing land drops. So now you got lucky to find another land, but you had no way to be sure about that. So I think consider and step, of course, is a weaker play, but a better one. And again, I'm not even sure I want to play these explosives, just in case they have binding, or they can just ignore it and play a Scion, and then you spend another turn removing this one. I think considering it's a decent plan, because you have an only hit, so if you luckily hit Delirium, you just need one type, you can hit this, or otherwise you can try to find another red land to play this Pyro. You never consider in upkeep. There is no real value in doing that, and you're tapping out during your turn, so I think the right play was just to take a draw step, and then you evaluate from that. So just because, maybe you draw dress down and spell, you see dress down with consider, and you can't really keep it on top because you don't have the third land drop. But dress down would answer the situation in a good way, so remember to never consider in upkeep unless like you have channelers and you're hitting a specific card, but generally speaking it's better to take a natural draw step. If this is your plan, I think I would have done this in their turn, just because there is no real like in their upkeep. Just because if they have Pierce or counter magic here, you're dead anyway. Not dead, but you're behind, super behind anyway, and so it's better if they tap out during their turn. I don't think there is a spell that costs blue-green, black-green, or white-red, and like you get a disadvantage for doing this in their upkeep, for example. But at least they tap some of their mana in their upkeep, so... Okay, now I think you play the fetch land and play Murktide. I would have played differently. I think I would have played just Seasoned Pyromancer, discard Bolt, so you get another blocker. This Bolt is not likely to come up quick, and this Bolt is not great in this matchup, generally speaking. So they are at 12, but 12 is too high to make this Bolt good enough, so I think I would just play Pyro, discard those two, and create a blocker, just because playing this Murktide naked means if they have binding, you waste the way you are winning this game, while the Pyro plus board means they at some point have to act, and this, so... You're faking counter spells, but faking cards with mortal is only good in certain type of matchups. Like they have free cards, it's very likely that they have an answer for this. And in fact they have binding. Now you waste delirium, you know. I was considering if here it was likely to fetch or not. I think maybe yes, because no, maybe it's still better to wait because you want to fetch for one in case you draw Blood Moon, you play two, so yeah, I think it was correct to not fetch. Greedy but correct, I like this play. And here I like to not play Channeler out in case they have Tribal Flames plus Bolt. So I don't really get this play, why you play this way. Like, or you commit to play Channeler and pass, and I thought you were playing around like Spell Pierce. Otherwise, you just do this now, so you get more value. Or you could like just attack and then play Channeler iteration. We knew that they have bolt because they were started tapping during their turn, so you just lost a scry. Maybe it's not super relevant. Let's see. Also, I think I would have played this Otawara. There aren't many cards you want to. I mean, let's see what this version finds. Okay, so I would have probably taken the Borrower in hand, play Otawara and exile Consider, so you could consider in your turn. You lose 0 life, but you have Borrower that's a creature willing to attack, and the Borrower is similar to Otawara, so you're wasting some value with your land, but you're drawing one more card. So So you kept this ledger shredder, it's interesting. I don't know if they keep counter magic post board. I think this is a very interesting choice. Um, I don't know. A part of me really want to be in this because it's likely not great, and you already have this Otawaren and you want to keep with how you played. So I think I would have been this one, but also since we have this hit, it's likely that you connive. So I don't know. It's very complicated play. But it's a fun choice. I don't think there was a right wrong decision here. It's just a matter of how you wanna play this game. But here I don't think okay, because yeah, but now I don't know. I think I want still to play this Otawara, to save the fetch, save some damage. Um, yeah, playing this Otawara was so important. I think. Now you discard it, sure. Okay, and now you win. Okay, see, so thank you again for submitting this. I think I discussed 25 minutes on your play, so it was very insightful, very interesting plays, and hopefully this led to an interesting discussion. So thank you again, and see you on the Discord.